Hi guys, and welcome back to another fully operational Star Wars LCG videocast. Today is the second game of Anton versus Spike, and we're lucky enough to have Anton join us again for the second game. Hi, Anton.
Hi, Andy. Thanks for having me again.
No problem. A slip of the tongue there almost. So yeah, just for any of you guys who do listen to the UK's best Star Wars podcast, Frozen in Carbonite, these are your two hosts. So good to put some torsos to the voices, no faces at least. So game one, Anton, very quick with your dark side deck there, very quick.
Yeah, and I think it shocked Spike a bit. So
yeah, so
he's up against it in this one.
Yeah, I think you take the dial up all the way to 12 with a concede from Spike, I think. So I don't think Spike got any objectives destroyed when he played light side.
No, he didn't.
So we're looking for basically a true draw is the best that Spike can hope for here, I guess. Take it up to 12 and defend all his objectives. But what do we have? So again, as we saw in the previous game on the channel, Spike playing Scum. Jabba's Orders. Is that a Findsman on the bottom?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Might be. I'm not sure what the top one is. Jabba's Reach.
Yeah.
So, and on your side, oh dear, Razor Stakes across to Anna and Defensive Yavin 4. So I'm thinking Sleuth, Blockade Runner, Rush.
Yep. I sort of made a meta call on the day. I thought, well, everyone's going to be running Freeholders Dash. I'll just go vehicles, see what happens.
Yep, I think we made very similar calls, Anton. So getting the Defensive Yavin 4 out for me is the unlock there, the key to that deck. Without that, it slows way down. But good to see you've got it out in your first three. So Spike opening up with prize possession. Always good to get some resource flowing out. Jawa and a Gamoran Guard. So no weak ways, which I know Spike loves, especially for 2, if he can get them. And passes the turn with a Jawa on the Force.
Yeah, at this point, I think I got a bit excited. I thought, well, it's not 2 of the most powerful units. I thought, probably have a good chance here.
Both able to block your sleuths, though. So
yeah,
and potentially that's maybe Spike is holding on to some of the stronger. Ooh,
this hurt. This did.
That is a great little maneuver there. So Utini with his open resources didn't even spot that those resources were available. And what resource was that, Anton?
It was a hidden outpost.
So straight away on the back foot now.
Yeah, and Smike mentioned that in the last podcast of how useful that card is, and it's totally threw me on that first turn. I started having to think of, like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, I can see you deliberating, scratching your chin a little bit, seeing how to reorganise your turn now. But yeah, that's a brutal opening. If you can keep the resources open and your opponent plays a good enhancement, that can be brutal. Didn't that actually happen in another game? You met Spike in later on in the tournament, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think I did it back to him.
So what goes around comes around, Spike. But yeah, great manoeuvre on the first turn. And of course, those resources that Spike's just spent will free themselves up again on his refresh. Still thinking, Anton.
Yeah. I know I've got to get rid of some cards to pay for some vehicles, so I'm like trying to work out how many do I get rid of.
Yeah.
And obviously I can only now play one smuggler card because I'm only got that one resource.
Yeah, so I think I can see a Renegade Squadron.
I think that's what I go with.
Yeah, big character on turn 1.
I think I also had a Blockade Runner and I wasn't sure which would be best to go, and if he could block me, so I thought I'd go for something with tactics.
And you can choose to rescue that card if you wish, can't you, as well?
Yep.
So very high health. That unit's not going anywhere. He'll stick around on the board for a while. Where's he going, Anton? Because surely you attack here.
Yeah, I have to. I think I have to play offensive with this deck, otherwise you're just going to lose.
Yeah. So it goes in. I think it looks like the Jawa is blocking. And it's rare for this kind of light side deck to actually have cards to be able to dump into the edge battle. It's a spike. Looks like he's... Oh,
Not sure.
Somewhat... No. The barge.
I played my blockade one.
Oh god! So 2 very kind of key units. 2 blast damage for you and 2 for Spike going into the edge battle there. But the Jawa bounces back to hand. And the Renegade Squadron does what it does best, focusing out the Gamoran Guard. And are you going to rescue that card?
I am. 1 damage on, so I want my hidden outpost back.
Yep. So, nicely done. Just hope Spike doesn't have a second Dutini. And we'll be good. So I guess that's a pass the turn. Dow goes up to 3. I think I can see a Zuckus in Spike's hand. You mentioned on the previous cast just how much he loves that card and being offensive with it as well, to be able to control what's coming on the top of your deck. But Jabba,
what a pain.
what I was going
It can be.
I was going to ask what are your thoughts on seeing that.
Oh, too many tactics.
You-
I thought, that's it. That's my Renegade Squadron out of the game now.
Yep. And he can't be targeted by things like Rebel Assault either, can he, Jabba?
No.
So he's going to be annoying to deal with. And has turned off Razor Stakes as well, which is a great manoeuvre by Spike. And just rewinding the clock there a little bit to put a jar into play.
Yeah.
So
I think me and Spike are good mates, so we sort of had quite a few take backs, I think, in the game.
So it's all good. So do you guys play do you meet locally or do you play online together?
Mainly try and meet down in London when I can get down there, but so we don't play that often. So it was actually quite nice when we met in the tournament to actually play twice. Was quite good.
So you travel down to London and actually try and get to the Dark Sphere store.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you guys if you're ever in London, make sure you make yourself available and get down to Dark Sphere. They do host, I think, spikes there every fortnight or so, doing whether he's just testing a new deck or some kind of informal tournament going on. There's definitely something.
Sundays and Thursdays, I believe.
Good stuff. There'll be a link in the description. But a B-Wing coming out. Always nice to see a B-Wing. It's basically a good upgrade for a Y-Wing there. And a Y-Wing. Classic. So lots of objective damage on your side of the table. And not many defenders for Spike, so you could put some hurt on his side of the table here. And they both go in.
Yeah.
Swindle the Jawa.
Yeah. I thought this time I could have finished off the Findsman, but I want to maximise the damage I've got there, so I'd go for a different objective.
Yeah, so it's a good call. I mean, between them, that's an objective gone, whereas you only need to do 1 to Findsman, so... I mean, especially if you can get the... notice you are running the B-Wing, so if you can see the Blue Squadron leader, he'd be perfect to just ping that last damage onto that objective.
Oh, yeah, I wish I had him there. That would have been nice.
So another Findsman comes out. I believe, for every captured card on a Findsman, it adds to the force struggle.
Yep.
So hopefully if Spike can get some more capture effects going, we'll see him start to... Although I guess your deck doesn't really bother with the force, it just kind of goes balls to the wall, objective damage.
Yeah, it's got to try to win fast.
Yeah.
And he really doesn't like my resource here.
No, no, and that one is not coming back this time. So it's a great little enhancement control for 1. Another Jawa and Zuckus hitting the table. And as we've spoken to Spike before, wouldn't be surprised to see Zuckus strike here just to try and control what's coming off the top of your deck.
Yeah, if I recall, he does quite some good work with Zuckus with the cards he takes. So, really put some pressure on me.
Yeah, is it draw 3 cards off the top of the deck, choose 1 to capture and basically place it anywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just deciding which objective to engage, I believe. Is that a twist?
I might have a twist or a rebel assault in there.
Happy to see either disappear as a dark side player. Reversal of Fate. A twist in Spike's hand, and I think a Trandashan. Could be wrong. But Zuckus does some good work and goes home. Happy man.
And now the pain comes with the...
So 2 more tactics coming in on your side of the table, and a little bit of damage on across the Anuat. It's not putting too much damage on your side of the table though, Anton. You can't be too worried about objectives just disappearing.
No, but he's really taking out my vehicles. None of them are coming back next turn, which is a shame. So it's like every turn I feel I have to start again.
Which is never a good place to be with this deck. I mean, it can be explosive if you see 2 or 3 sleuths just hit the table in one go. But you need to see them in your hand. So yeah, as you correctly say, all of them are still focused out. Is that Echo Caverns I see?
I think I've got an Echo Caverns in there, yeah.
4, so that's a sleuth. So there's at least 1 vehicle in there that can hit the table. And I guess you've just got to be praying for a blockade or a sleuth at this point.
Yeah, well, knowing I've already tossed 1 on, like, really want the other one to come.
True. And there's 1 sleuth with the smuggling compartment paying for it from Yavin 4. So it makes me think you've got some other plays in mind if you want to keep those 3 resources open.
I think I have the blockade runner there.
It does look like it. I think it is. You do have the smuggler resource open to pay for it as well, so could be. Yeah.
I think I'm just deciding what cards to get.
Tricky decision for any light side player. Echo Caverns goes. It does make me wonder what's still in your hand. You're keeping a resource open as well, so you could have kept Echo Caverns and just paid for the resource.
I don't know. I think knowing because he's got characters and I've got vehicles, there wasn't many icons I could grab from him.
True.
So it felt like I couldn't really use it.
True.
And getting the blockade and the sleuth is more important, I think. So.
And you want to pay for the both, and so have a look at Spike's hand, and it is a reversal of fate.
And the corrupt official, which now I make an epic mistake because I looked at his hand and I completely forgot what I looked at. So I went in with the blockade runner and it completely stopped it.
So he doesn't block with the Gamorrean, but he does cancel out all the damage from the blockade and just does the unopposed. Ouch.
Yeah, I'm telling him now that I haven't.
So, just the sleuth and the both and left. Gamorrean is capable of blocking this. Shouldn't kill it, but can deny the unopposed, and obviously you've got no cards to put in the edge, so it can slow down the objective damage you're dealing as well, and Spike does block.
Yeah, I think I realised that he couldn't kill me, so it was worth just going in to get a bit of damage in there.
Yeah. So no cards being dumped to the edge battle from Spike's side, just choosing to play the defender's wins rules. And you do 1 for across the Anuit and 1 for the Gamorrean. So looking across the table there, you are. Jabba is the big threat really. Now he'll be able to keep 2 units out of the game of his choosing. If it was me, so Renegade Squadron is elite, if I remember correctly, isn't it?
Yeah, he always manages to stick 3 focus tokens on it now. So.
Yeah. See, I don't know if you let the Renegade Squadron come back into the game, and I'd rather just keep focusing out Blockade and the Sleuth. Potentially. It's an interesting decision. Let's see what Spike goes for, because we know Zuckuss, he's an offensive player with Zuckuss and Jabba, so...
I think that's the problem with sometimes with Scum is, yes, you can control them, but you're not, because you've got them locked down, you can't then kill them unless you've got some type of targeted strike, which not a lot of Scum have.
Yeah.
So my board still stays quite large.
Yeah, and if you can, in some of these follow-up turns, if you see a Protector or 2, that's only going to become harder for Spike to deal with. Payouts being played, so freeing up the resources. To do, hopefully, a big follow-up. No, just seems to be clearing his resources, it seems.
I can see a Trandoshan in his hand, so I know he's thinking about how many sleuths have I got left.
Every dark side player sleeps in fear of sleuths, I think. So Zuckuss striking. I'm not sure where, but unopposed, and taking a look at the 3 cards.
No, I think he's more concerned about what cards he's going to take than the amount where the damage is going.
Yeah, it's definitely... Yeah, you can see now it's a secondary concern. Spike's just making sure that those power characters on the top of your deck don't see play, if he has anything to say about it. Can't quite see what they are. Must be a tough choice, taking its time. And splitting them out on the 2 Findsmans. Oh no, that might be a lucrative on the bottom, actually.
And that's another thing I find with that, how good the Findsman intuition is, because with a deck like mine, not taking the force, even it allows Spike to actually use everyone, and he'll still have those force icons to take the force.
Yeah, he can just rely on the objective to keep the force struggle in his favour, that's true. Allows his units to focus on doing what they need to do, which is defend your vehicle rush. So more tactics coming out of Jabba. And it looks like he is choosing to keep... Can he do a 3rd on Renegade Squadron from somewhere?
Don't think he can. I think he's more worried about the damage from the Y-wing, possibly.
Yeah. And the B-wing double focused as well. So Renegade is available. Or will be in your next turn. But is that 2 objectives killed by you so far?
Yeah, so I'm in a pretty good position. I just need to get 1 more. But as you can see, I don't have many vehicles to do it with.
No,
and I think he's made the best choice of allowing the Renegade to come back out, because it's probably the one that causes the least amount of damage out of the vehicle.
Yeah, just the 1 black objective damage, and obviously no unblockable shenanigans like the Blockade Runner has. But a fresh new hand. Let's see what that brings. So I'm expecting, I've not seen any protectors here, so I'm expecting 1 to hit the table.
I actually can't remember if I put protectors in this deck.
Really?
I think I might have had the one off objective, I believe.
So 2 cards in hand for Spike. And 3 defenders up. The Sandcrawler, the Trandoshan and the Gamoran at the top.
I think another thing I was worried about seeing that Sandcrawler there is he'll probably put it in a position where he'd let me destroy it, and that completely ruin my turn.
Yeah, I'll put tactics on everything on the board, won't it?
Was that only characters and droids?
Oh, is it characters?
Actually, it might work in my favour.
We will see. But it's a good defender with 2 black non-edge dependent unit damage, so it can bring the hurt to pretty much everything on your side of the board apart from the Renegade Squadron. And as you say, without any protectors on the board. Another Y-Wing. Paying 1 for it. And raise the stakes. It almost looks as if you're just kind of swarming the table and giving Spike too many attackers to worry about, really.
Yeah.
Can't block everything, it seems. Another Both and Spy, so hopefully trigger and take a look at Spike's hand. A twist.
I think at this time I didn't have the vehicles I wanted, so I was just running out of ideas.
Stalling for time. I mean, in terms of the tournament, I guess you've already got a modified win with the objectives destroyed, but it's if you can take the full light side win, it's more in your favour moving on to the next rounds. But yeah, Spike's done a great job of keeping your heavy hitters out of the game for the majority of it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, is that everything coming out for this turn, Anton? That is the question.
No, I'm thinking, how many cards do I keep back for an edge battle?
So you've still got 4 in hand, I think. Maybe 3.
Another B-Wing.
B-Wing, never bad. Yeah, at this point it definitely is target saturation for Spike. It's 2 B-Wings, 2 Y-Wings, 2 unblockables in the Sleuth and the Blockade Runner. And even some unopposed damage from a Bothan could get some work done.
I think I realise at this point I can't win an edge battle with what Spike's got in his hand to what I've got left.
So there's no tactics icons on the defending side though, so you don't have to worry about losing attackers. So you will at least get to strike. But you can't enable your blast damage on the B-Wing. Decisions to be made.
Yeah.
You are looking at the objectives, I think.
Yeah, which one do I go for?
Which one do you go for?
And I think I just go really ballsy here, and I think I go in with all 3 of...
All 3. I think I'd attack Finesman if it was my shout.
No, I actually make a different decision.
Okay. And the Renegade Squadron, not a bad call, considering they are elite. And that does swing it back to you, so I think that must be the dial on either 6 or 8. So still a few turns to play with. Although your objectives are all fairly heavily damaged, so if Spike can get some damage through, he can tick that dial up pretty quickly. He is laughing at something.
Yeah. You realise how close this game is going to get. And I don't think he expected me to take the Force as well, so... Which now I'm looking at it, was that a best move I should have made?
Well, you've got some good defenders up with the Renegade Squadron, able to put a couple of tactics icons out if you can win the edge. But
he's gone a weak way out now, so...
Yep. Twist of Fate, Trandashan, Corrupt Official. So you've got to like Spike's position here. That Corrupt Official, if nothing else, might swing it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Glimpse of the future there. The Trandashan coming out. Just a jam-packed board from both of you.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy game, this one.
Yeah. I mean, I dread the day when the dark side get a false report equivalent. Holy moly. And I think it's these kind of times where it's easy to forget to do the battle math and just throw a whole bunch of units forward and just know that you will get the damage through. But Spike does look to be taking it slowly and calculating his every move. So baiting out a block here with Zuckus and a Jawa. If you don't, that's 2 tactics icons going straight on your defenders.
Yeah, and I think with Jabba and the weak way followed up, you could really just completely still lock out my whole board.
Yeah, this is painful. Whichever way you... 1 card in hand, I think, for you. Is it Anton? And
Yeah.
2 or 3 for Spike. So you do give him the objective.
Yeah, I don't think I had a... I knew I couldn't win the edge with the amount of cards he's got left in his hand.
And not the end of the world, because it is defensive having 4, and so you do already have a lot of vehicles out. And if you can flip another Razor Stakes or across the Anuet here, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Tactics out the Renegade with Zuckus.
Blockade taking the 2 biggest threats out.
Yep, can't fault that. Hopefully those attackers do focus out. Yep, there we go. So it might be down to the Bothans to hold the line. And Jabba goes in. Assumingly against the Razor Stakes. Yeah, just for... Oh, no. So for going the objective destruction, just to put 1 on Anuet and put 2 tactics down on your board.
And now I think I have a crazy idea that I might be able to possibly take Jabba out.
Oh, okay.
So I defend with all 3.
Okay, so that's 3 black blast damage, 3 black unit damage. You're holding a heat of battle or something here?
I don't know. I think I'm just hoping at this moment.
So all 3 defending. No edge battle occurs, so the defender does win. Bothan takes a pot shot at Jabba. And Spike tactics out the B-wing. And an attacker for next turn as well, so... And a second damage from the second Bothan. So
I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Maybe it was just a way to try and divert one of those tactics markers away, but it doesn't seem to have had a major effect.
Well, if nothing else, you've got Jabba down to his final breath, so he's got to be a bit more cautious about committing him to the fight. So hopefully Jabba does focus out, because that could be pretty big if he doesn't. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Good catch by Spike there. And I think Spike still has a 3rd engagement available if he does want to take out Razor Stakes. No defenders up for you, Anton.
No, I'm completely at his mercy.
Death Star's arm must be ticking up now. Unfortunately, it's not on the screen. And he doesn't take Razor Stakes.
I think he realises at this moment that defending at this turn is going to be more important. So he's got the weak way there.
Yep.
The Trandashan, Sandcrawler.
Yeah, still a boatload of defenders up, all mostly 2 cost. So if you can get a sleuth or 2 out and available to strike, it's.
I think at this point we realised that I might have possibly taken 1 too many focus tokens off. Wasn't sure, so we were trying to work back our last turn.
Yeah.
After we focused.
Don't know if that sleuth had 2 on it. I think we'd have to go back and rewatch that, but certainly the Y-wing, the B-wing, and Renegade do all on focus.
And he realises he would have taken the force
So no
previous turn.
no free damage on your balance phase. So new hand. Can't have a blockade, can't be another renegade squadron coming out because it is a unique unit. Both your B-wings are already out. You've seen your Y-wings. What?
I think I know what I need.
What?
I need a Cloud City operative.
So you want to be moving some damage, some tactics off the blockade runner, do we?
Yeah. And there she is.
There she is, beautiful. Now here's a question for you: is the operative the Twi'lek or the human in your eyes in that picture?
I don't always think of the Twi'lek.
You always think the Twi'lek.
Good question.
It's a good question. You can tell a lot about people whether they swing towards the Twi'lek or not. I'll be inclined to agree with you on that one. But yeah, so freeing up the blockade runner. I think was that tacticsing out the Trandoshan.
Yeah. I think I almost put it on myself because in my previous game I had to do that because I had nowhere to put the tactics, and then I realised actually look, he's got someone I could put it on.
And the Neck of Caverns does come out because you see you can at least take icons off and put them on the operative now.
Yeah.
And again, a jam-packed board for both of you. Not something we often see. And I think tournament organiser must have been looking towards his watch at this point as well, seeing if it went to time. But I think with such a quick game one, you had plenty of time to be able to amass such a large board.
Yeah.
Can't see what else is in your hand.
Whatever it was, I don't think it was too great.
So, for blockers, we've got the Weequay, the Trandoshan, Gamoran and the Sandcrawler. I mean, if you just go in with everything here, is it game over if you can win the edge?
It would be, but I know, I fear corrupt officials.
Yep.
This is one good move. I take the Weequay's tactics.
Okay, yep.
Away.
So is that everyone attacking from your side apart from the operative?
Yeah, I think four here.
So this is going to be key.
I don't know why I didn't stick the operative in actually.
Dumping cards. Pass, twist with spike. Did you pass on your first?
No.
Spike played first. So that's Spike striking.
And then he realised he didn't put his shield on, which now he knows the outcome of the edge.
He knows where he can put it to best effect.
I probably think he would have already put it on the objective.
Yeah, well, if you look at the amount of damage coming your way, you've got to play it safe, I think.
But yeah, he doesn't know, but
play it safe, Spike. Play it safe. Oh, gutsy.
nope.
Onto the objective. Okay, so playing it safe, it's a good option. Tactics out the Weequay and the Sandcrawler. Now, did you win the edge on that one?
I think I did.
You did.
So I wanted to attack with the edge enabled stuff first because I knew we could take them out. Saving the blockade runner for last.
Oh.
Yeah, just trying to work things out.
B-wing next, surely, with its edge enabled blast. So 2 onto the objective. So 1 in the shield. Oh. B-wing is out of here. Trandoshan rips it apart.
The corrupt
official for the blockade runner. Now, interesting. I didn't. Are you allowed to let the damage pass through the shield?
Yep, you can. choose when to take it off. At that point, we realised that next turn, Spike would have won.
Oh, with the Death Star Dow just ticks up.
Yeah.
And I guess with Raise the Stakes so heavily damaged, that's another 2 or 3 points. Great game, down to the wire there. With you can see your reaction with the corrupt official.
Yeah.
Ouch. I
think
that's been
to get stung twice on the same type of unit. Quite rough.
I think that's a lesson a lot of us learned that day at this the Dark Sphere Regional. Boss comes down. I think this is just a formality at this point. The Death Star Dow so high, and yep, there we go. Oh, Spike's a happy boy. Great game from the both of you. One for the ages for sure, and one I'm sure a lot of people who listen to your podcast, Frozen in Carbonite, will be glad to see you two going at it. So.
Yeah, I think we possibly small rivalry between us. I think we like to deck build a lot and challenge each other. So
which is never a bad thing. Never a bad thing, especially with two players of such a high caliber as yourselves, pushing each other to do better. And both of you are reaching the top 4 in this tournament, as we'll see as the videos progress. So congratulations to both of you, taking a game each there. So well done to both. Also, guys, don't forget to check out the UK and Ireland Star Wars LCG Facebook page, as well as the UK's best Star Wars podcast, Frozen in Carbonite. Links to both are in the description.